Welcome into Spartan Arena on the campus of Murray High School for the KSL Sports Rewind Game of the Week. Murray taking on crosstown rival Cottonwood. Game 2 of this series. Dane, you were there for the first one. It's Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart back together again, just getting warmed up. We're just a month away from the state tournament. But you did the first game. It was Chris Cox's first game back in the state of Utah. This will be a different matchup, seemingly.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, Chris Cox in that game got in foul trouble early. In that second half. Had to sit for large chunks. We'll see if he can stay on the floor tonight. He's an electric scorer. He would be one of the tops in all of 4A and the state if he had played the whole season here. But he's getting his legs back, getting familiar with Utah again, and he'll be a big factor today for the Colts on the road.
Murray, coached by Jason Workman, always. A few years they've had some really big guys. This will be an undersized team, graduated a bunch of talent from a year ago, and we'll start first with Cottonwood. They go quickly inside to Cox and it back up top to Luke Park.
And you saw Romualdo defending Cox. He did so in the first matchup as well. Did a nice job on Chris. We'll see if Chris has more offense in that matchup tonight.
Outside of John Rozier as part of our Utah Top 50 coverage.
Been a good addition. Came over from Brighton. Good shooter. Plays very well in this offense for Coach Miller.
Park sent out for three and good. Caden Poole starts us off. Could have been an and one, wasn't. And it's 3-0 Cottonwood.
Ryan Nielsen, Cottonwood with the three there. And look, he's a really good shooter, good kicker as well. But that's a good sign for Cottonwood hitting that opening three.
I did that in their game against Lone, I think it was Lone Peak. It was a Saturday game, and there's a bucket getting things started. Was Isaiah Bay.
You talk about Murray being a little undersized. Bay, 6'4", just a sophomore. He's got a bright future ahead. This young man has double-double potential on any given night.
Rosevear can't get that to go. The putback no there from that's Peter Oguama. Out of bounds off Cottonwood, and it'll be Murray basketball.
Oguama very versatile, 6'4" post player, can battle down low, can step outside a little bit as well, 12, 15-footer range. They're at their best when he can establish himself inside the paint, inside the rest of that Cottonwood lineup.
Crispin, that was an impressive pass, getting that out to three. It won't go for Mateus Romaldo. The Atem family is so excited to hear my voice on this broadcast. There's a foul on the drive for Ryan Nielsen. I gave Atem a bunch of points when Oguama was scoring at will earlier in the year. So the Atems are like, well, Dusty's back. Awesome. Let's. Was like the third quarter I realized I was wrong.
That's funny.
Dane was just a spectator that morning.
That's right. Had nothing else to do on a Saturday morning.
Park, no. Rebound to Christopher Cox up, and that was halfway down and out. Rebound to Bay.
One thing to watch, this Murray team, so unselfish. They move the basketball very well. A lot of off-ball action to set up opportunities. There you go.
What a set. Beautiful find. It was Deacon Poole with the lay-in.
Young man averages 10 per game, 6 assists per game. He had 11 assists and 22 points in the first matchup between these two earlier this year.
I'm not going to believe it if someone tells me that Deacon and Caden aren't brothers, and one decided to go to the black and gold as Cox hangs and kisses it off the window. At least cousins. The first points there for Christopher Cox. Fourth board number 12, no less.
I actually think you're correct. There was a bit of a run-in with well, we'll get to that later.
Crispin straight away. Back rims to three and a rebound to Cox. Nielsen with a little flyby, no. Rebound, Oguamo, and he puts it up and in.
Yeah, I love the crashing the boards there. Didn't look like he was in a good position at all to get that second chance opportunity. Comes flying in without contact. It's a good aggressive play there from Peter.
Peter Oguama, a 6'4" senior. Working around the outside. Wilson straight away again for three. No to the left. Saved in by Poole. Crispin up top to Romaldo, over to Bay. Bay will pull on the angled three, back rim, and the rebound taken by Nielsen. Or pardon me. Yeah, by Nielsen.
Got to be careful with these three-point shooters of Murray. They have guys who can absolutely stroke it from long range.
And Luke Park draws the foul on Deacon Poole. And there'll be some fans that say, what's he supposed to do? Well, he's supposed to do is not be in the cylinder and be underneath his feet. That's number one. That's why there's a foul. Daniel Minby this year. I've been going through a lot of officiating explanations.
What's he supposed to do? Well, what you're supposed to do is this. That's awesome.
I try to fix a lot of the misnomers and whys. I've gotten a lot of officials. Agent 99 told me he was very proud of me. He's done a lot of my games this year.
Oh, interesting.
And he said, hey, I asked him, hey, if I'm explaining it, he's like, you were on. He's like, you're spot on. And misses the second rebound to Cox, and a fresh shot clock and possession for Cottonwood. Rosevear off on the three, and Crispin pulls the rebound, and could have been, should have been, wasn't a little reach there on Cox.
Well, and that's where I can appreciate you want to let the officials hear it a little bit if you felt like there was a foul there, but you got to keep your head on a swivel. Cottonwood almost had a steal there.
And then a foul down low. I got excited for a minute. I saw Travis Turner walking around. He's a first-year basketball official. Long time, well, I should say long time. He moved up really quickly in baseball. Guy was 4 years ago. Now he's a baseball umpire at the Division I level. But he's not calling the game tonight. I was very disappointed. And there's an inbound and a foul on the pass from Trey Wilson. Trace was fouled. And it'll inbound again along the baseline. Caden Nelson will trigger into Bay. Isaiah gets into Cox. A little room and couldn't get the teardrop to fall on the guitar. It comes off the rim. We'll go back down the floor with the Colts.
Had some surprising close misses in this opening quarter, really on both sides. Teams trying to get a feel for each other, and we failed to mention this could be the region championship. Cottonwood wins. They have a 2-game lead in this region. Murray needing a win here tonight to force a tie with several region games left.
Both teams just excited to be away from Olympus as Park sits that out. Three from Poole won't go.
Well,
Probably
now,
Nielsen.
Cottonwood's doing their best to impersonate Olympus. A lot of three-point shots here early from the Colts.
We get that one back down the floor with Crispin. That's a Marine last name. Moved around the outside. Bay, Crispin makes that pass to the corner. Send it back out. Bay straight away. In and out. And the rebound pulled down by Aguama.
We talk about this Cottonwood D. That's a nice job of Murray recognizing as Cox is staying down low to take away that drive. And here Chris going to be called for his first.
Chris picks up number 1 on the rebound, a loose ball foul. Only the 13th foul here in the quarter. They'll have one to give. First on Cox. Feels good. This is one of the first games you and I did a regular season game. Was at Murray. Jake Thompson saw the drive and make Trace Wilson.
Sure, you get his name right now. That's 18 years too late, Dusty.
The kid was a McDonald's All-American candidate. Formerly known as James Thompson.
Win by Bull.
I'll always think that when I come to this gym. Aguama with a little floater. How about Murray, the National Unified Champion hockey team? 3 on the way.
Of course, the NHL and Utah trying to get a deal struck for an expansion team. I'm just hoping it's a publicly funded stadium to bring in, billions of dollars of economic impact.
The hard part is coming to Draper.
Huh?
It'll be coming to Draper after it's at the Delta Center.
I know. I said that facetiously.
I know. Our good friend and former broadcast partner, Spencer Cox, has been on 2 Zoom calls with our commissioner.
With our commissioner.
Hockey is awesome.
That's funny.
Aguama goes inside, no. How about skying for the rebound there? Bo Smith sends it out, and Park knocks down the 3.
Both these two teams come into the game shooting about the same percentage, but it's been Cottonwood with a hotter hand from long range here early on.
Straight away, and there's a 3 down for Caden Nelson.
Murray needed that. They needed to see that ball go through the bottom of the net, in particular from long range, as they try to hang around this early onslaught from Cottonwood.
Minute 50 on a running clock in the first quarter. Rosevear back out to Park.
Murray will play this zone. It works to their benefit there.
Nelson had the 3, stepped out of bounds after the steal. Inverted whistle. You know what I love? I love an official go, hey, that was my fault. My fault. Inverted whistle, bring it back.
Yeah, agreed.
I didn't see what I thought I saw. Right, Vince? Yep, inverted whistle. Some people will never be satisfied. Way to kill a fast break. I was just glad he admitted his mistake and got it right. It's inadvertent. Mason, it was an accident.
Look, if it makes you feel better, if Murray scores here, I'll tag these two as fast break points, all right?
Hey.
Just to even it all
The KSL
out.
guys just want Murray. Brousseau sends that ball out on the drive. Wilson leaves it for Whitlock, pardon me. And Cade Whitlock is fouled on the take. I just assumed that was Sam Brousseau. I shouldn't have done that.
This is where Murray, if they could get a reliable big guy like a Cade Whitlock, would really help. Rebounding, interior defensively as well, and even offensively can help open up some of that outside shooting and drives. Could be, especially in this classification when you have guys like Lemke and Feltz, having a guy who can control the paint might be the difference in winning a state tournament game, maybe even as early as the second round.
And a 4A state tournament, be it UVU, of course, Murray and Cottonwood. And I think one of the best moves is he goes 0 for 2 at the stripe. Best moves in realignment was getting the Salt Lake County schools into 4A as Rosevear had his feet set forever. Could have put him on the Walk of Fame in LA. That's how long he was standing there. Knocks down the triple.
Third three from Cottonwood in this first quarter.
1 minute left in the first. Crispin on the drive, no. Rebound and blocked away. How about coming in and getting the block there? Luka Cheches. Do you say the Z at the end of those?
You know, I'm trying to remember because I asked Coach Miller about that. I think he said Cizez.
Cizez? All right. I'll go Cizez. That's okay. I mean, I was trying to go Hossack kind of stuff, like, you know.
He just said he calls him Luka.
Oh, I'll go Luka. I mean, he might. I don't want to call him Luka. He'll travel or get some fan kicked out of here. Nelson misses on the three. For remind him to get in shape, no less.
He's certainly quicker than your average Luka. That's no doubt.
I think you'll see a little more defensive effort in front of him than Luka. As Luka sends that ball back up top. Park will reset. 35 seconds, about a 15-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Rosevear to Smith. Little lefty J won't go, and a rebound in the hands of Murray. Taken away by Volmer. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Be final shot with Murray. 5 seconds. All gets to the lane. Crispin takes the bump from Rosevear. Thought that would be a foul call, and it wasn't. And that will do it for the end of the first quarter. The threes ruled for the Colts in the first. Cottonwood 16, Murray 9. You're watching a Rewind Game of the Week on KSLSports.com. Presented by Heidemann & Associates. Start of the second quarter. Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart. Rewind Game of the Week is always presented by Heidemann & Associates. Go to utah.law to find a law office nearest you. Get a free consultation. Let them know that Rewind sent you. Heidemann & Associates. If you can't do the in-person consultation, they'll also do it virtually as well. As getting a little bit of space there was Wilson. Sent it out to Nelson. He hit a three, but threes were all Cottonwood in the first quarter.
Yeah, and even on that last play, we were talking at the break about that potential no-call end of the first. There's a potential no-call first play, right? It all works out in the wash, Dusty.
Nelson left his feet, kind of lifted between there, Volmer and Whitlock. Neither didn't know who the ball was intended for. So turnover, the ball goes back to Murray. You're right. It all evens out in the wash. You still like to have the one to end the quarter, though.
Unless it's grape juice. That doesn't come out. That requires a little extra to get the grape juice out. But
at that point, you better call your grandmother. I mean, I'll just baking soda. What are we doing here? In the lane, Park, no. Whitlock claims the rebound. One and done on that trip there for Cottonwood. Volmer over to Crispin. Good closeout. Crispin working off the dribble. Little fall away. Won't go. Whitlock tipped it. And we have a foul on Cox. No. Immediately, we need to see a hand come up there from Bo Smith. The lost start of taking the foul away from the big guy. There it is.
You know, back in our day, that was very common, right? Trying to keep the big man on the floor. I took a lot of fouls that weren't actually mine.
Yep.
But in our guard-centric era of basketball, now it's more important to keep the guards on the floor.
Hey,
I don't know.
We get less altruistic every day. So. Remember, you used to have to raise your hand on a foul, too.
Yep.
In the NBA, a foul guy would have to put his hand up. Mine. Oh, it comes off the leg of Vollmer. There's just no honor left in some of the parts of the game. The three from Crispin is short. And the rebound taken by Luka, now on the run.
Kids just don't know what it's like to sacrifice anymore.
I know. Hey, you know what Nick Saban says about sacrifice? It's about doing something that you don't want to do for the good of the team. Is a little bit of the Steve Nash foul there on the take from Luke Park. It was Sanchez at Copper Hills that really perfected that extremely well. The long hair helped. Preston. Whew, it's been 2 weeks trying to remember Preston Sanchez. Park tried to drop that inside. Vollmer with the steal.
Nice job. Vollmer comes up to try to take away that action up top, and does he roll back? Active hands. Man, Murray has been cold this entire game.
It is their home gym, right?
Yeah.
On the take, send to the corner. Three is short from Romualdo. It's Cox down the floor. Oh, behind the intended target, Isaac Smith. The ball goes back to Murray. We are scoreless for the first 2:15 of the quarter. The Sports Center desk down on the floors.
That's a big desk.
It is. They're trying to find something to get excited about here. Trying to go inside out. We'll have a foul before the travel. Foul goes to Isaac Smith. And let's bring up, we're just over a month away for the 4A state tournament. I mentioned at UVU. Differently than the 5A, 6A, they'll be able to go 5 straight days at the UCCU Center. Vollmer steps inside the arc, left it short. Rebound and run out with Caden Poole. Poole tries to go coast to coast, stripped away. It'll stay out of bounds off of Murray. Now, Coach Miller and I didn't get a chance to talk before the game as they lobbed that into Cox, and Cox now with his second bucket, 4 points on the day. But he went the Knicks logo for the Jackets.
I've talked with Miller
Not approved.
I've talked with Mark a couple times this year. I haven't given him my thumbs down on the logo this year, but let's be honest, the color scheme is fantastic. Oh,
hey, here we go. Vollmer knocks down the three.
They needed that.
Coxon's back. It'll be a foul on the floor. Yep. I don't know how coaches could argue if that was a foul or not. They should be glad that it was on the floor.
You saw the arm come in on the ball, and then the backhand comes around that hip. A lot of contact there. There's no way that one's going uncalled.
One of those things, the fouls with the bear hug.
Same inbound play.
Oh, couldn't get it, ran a rebound claimed.
You got 6'8". Good luck defending that toss from a little 4-footer.
Down the floor, Poole working back out to Crispin. It was Romualdo that pulled down the rebound. Isaiah Bay down the lane and does draw the foul.
Oh, Oguama took one up high.
Peter Oguama is down.
Yeah, right near the throat.
And luckily we're in high school basketball because we'd be going to the monitors at the moment and seeing how high, and we're going to read the intent from a monitor too as well. But Oguama's had to come off the floor. Kind of took that one in the Adam's apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to come off the floor.
I think Murray's had good ball movement, but I don't know that we've seen the opportunities created off the pass. This is a team that moves the basketball very well. High assist rate. I don't know that we've seen that passing leading to shots yet tonight. Be interesting to see if they can get back into that flow and rhythm that they've really had for a majority of the year.
Colts shooting continues here from Murray. The Cottonwood student section has been a little too menacing.
Well, I mean, when you see such beauty like the old school USA basketball jersey,
The John Stockton one. And Bay goes 0 for 2. The question is if they're going to move the second half.
I doubt that will be approved.
It's pretty open. Park goes to the high post to Cox. Chris goes out. Romaldo sends it back out. Park trying to make the extra pass to Luca. Out of bounds. Nice hands there by Deacon Poole.
There's really good movement there defensively, and even by Cottonwood trying to take advantage as that zone was being plucked away, but Poole with great help.
Crispin's getting called for the reach. Oh, it's called out of bounds.
Yeah.
Park with Crispin. Got around him eventually to the rim. No. Bay with the board, hands it over to Crispin, and it'll be Murray basketball. Oh, a steal. Taken away by Rosevear. Read it, took it, and scored it.
Nice job there by John. Defense leading to offense.
I'll tell you, the great pull right now in the Cottonwood student section is the Mike Bibby Vancouver Grizzly jersey. Oh, that's along the baseline, and Poole couldn't connect with Trace Wilson.
It's pretty crazy to think that that teal lasted longer in the Delta Center than as an official color for an NBA team, isn't it?
Isn't it crazy? Remember Big Crunchy was rocking those colors?
Yeah.
A failed experiment.
Best player in franchise history.
No, man. I mean, you had there was a drive. I'll say
Nice
vertical.
block. Yeah. That's how you do it right there, folks.
Explain why.
Huh?
Can you explain why for the folks?
Well, yeah, you don't bring the arms down. You maintain your vertical space. You've got a cylinder to stay within. You go up straight. You block the ball, not coming through the offensive player.
What if I jump backwards?
No, I don't believe that
is not vertical.
That's a foul, yeah.
I've had to explain that to a lot of people at a big gym here in the state that wear blue. I got a lot of angry people around me trying to explain fouls. Cox fall away. No, and the rebound pulled down by Crispin, a loose ball foul.
In fairness, they're used to just talking about holding all the time, so.
I told him, you know it's a foul. Like why? I said, he can go straight up if he jumps forward, backward, or side to side. It's no longer verticality.
Yep.
And if his hands, what about his hands? Once they bend, you put a hand in the cookie
jar. If you're going
jar.
backwards, you're conceding defensive positioning.
And you're
and
not.
It's all about being in a defensive position to make a defensive play.
Yeah, and I love the older gentleman sitting to my right that game said, well, so what if he jumps backwards? And I said, well, is that vertical? Okay. There's a three to Trace Wilson.
Three starting to fall. 3 for Volmer, 3 for Wilson. As just like that, what was a 9-point deficit cut to 4 here from Murray in the second quarter.
And that 9-point deficit felt like 14 to 15.
It did.
Because even right now, the 5-point feels a little bigger. Rosevear, no. Luca tipped it over to Poole. He can't get it. Or probably to Nielsen. And the rebound taken by Murray. And again, it's Mateus Romaldo.
Maybe had a bit of a push-off there as well that went uncalled.
Well, Bay was the innocent bystander. Cox tried to jump that. Wilson sends it back out to Crispin. Crispin goes at Cox. Travel, that foot slid. He came to a stop, but his foot slid. This isn't the NBA. You don't get that one. Full timeout on the floor. 1:58 left in the half and a 5-point lead for Cottonwood. You're watching a Rewind Game of the Week on KSLSports.com. Welcome back in. Dusty Lister, Dane Stewart. A little bit of frustration. And I made a joke, but I was being serious. If you stop and that back foot slides, since junior jazz, that should be that's a traveling violation. And some fans just don't see it the way we see it.
Well, that's where you see the length of a Christopher Cox, right? He's defending Crispin trying to beat him off the drive. And Cox like, look, my length, I don't have to beat you to the spot. But you see those arms go up, and now all of a sudden you're rethinking that.
Oh, arms went up, couldn't get the lob down as there's the Rebound to Murray as Cottonwood's left the door open a bunch on offensive possessions.
Law of averages, there's a reason why it's a law. It tends to work itself out. Hot shooting from Cottonwood early to start. That's cooled off as Murray's cold shooting is now starting to heat up.
Well, you see the foul up top. That is the 5th team foul on Cottonwood in the quarter.
Second on Nielsen.
And if you're a Cottonwood fan about that one, remember we've had officials explain to us, red to blue. The perimeter, it is a red area. We're not going to allow a lot of contact up top, but closer to the rim, we will. And again, that menacing student section. Been a hard time shooting free throws on this end of the floor.
I mean, as a team, they're 65%, but I don't know if they're 50% in this first half.
Wilson, man, I want him as a sales rep. And the second is good. 4-point ball game.
I love Trace's game.
Yeah.
11 points per game. Junior has great length to him. Can make big plays for you. Great energy. Love what he's brought to Murray this year.
Lob that into Cox. Taken away by Vollmer.
That's one way to combat that height, right? You bring backside help, take away the space for Cox to work. And if you can disrupt that before he's able to possess it, that can go a long ways towards keeping the ball out of his hands on the offensive end.
Crispin to Vollmer. 10 seconds on the shot clock, 50 in the game. To the corner, Wilson left alone. 4-3, 1-point game.
Pair of threes in the quarter for Trace Wilson.
On the drive, caught on the floor. Put the ball on the baseline.
And that's what we talked about. The ball movement of Murray, very unselfish. You bring help defensively, you can find that open shooter, confidently hit down that shot. All of a sudden, this Murray offense, they can score in bunches.
The outside official came in. Okay. I thought he went 2. The outside official did. He's got 2 shots. The official on the baseline that originally called the foul called it on the floor and wanted it on the baseline.
Well, it's.
No, that's only the 4th team foul.
Oh, yeah.
The outside official came and said, no, he was shooting. He was not on the gather. He's saying he was in his habitual shooting motion. But the original official on the baseline immediately called it and pointed to the baseline. Cox missed the first. And he goes 0 for 2. Aguama nearly had the board that comes away with Smith. Fresh. And then out of bounds off of I mean Isaiah.
Hey, man, play to the whistle, huh?
If you ain't trying, you're not trying, right?
Cox is a 75% free throw shooter. He missed them both.
I mean, look at the menacing people behind that backboard. I mean,
it's intimidating.
It's like looking up into the rock. I'm not making any points. I was just joking.
If it was an orange rock.
It's the wall at the new Clippers arena. 15 seconds. Game clock and shot clock nearly identical. Luke sends out Aguama. Aguama fouled by Voller. It'll put Peter Aguama at the line for 2 with 8.4 left in the half. Now how does Peter Aguama handle the Orange Crush backdrop?
Smooth. Maybe that rim blends in. Maybe that's what it is. Next level banking right there.
I'm worried about depth of field. You know why I love coming to the Murray gym?
Huh.
Do you notice what's not in play at the Murray gym? No straps, no poles.
How about that, huh?
This is an older gym as he goes 1 for 2. Last chance here in the half, chance to tie. 3 seconds. 2, Isaiah Bay for the lead.
Bay hit a half quarter at Cottonwood to go into the break. He just hit a 3 at the horn to go into the break to give Murray the lead.
Down the whole half. They end the half on top. Murray 22, Cottonwood 21. You're watching the KSL Sports Rewind Game of the Week on KSLSports.com, presented by Heidemann and Associates. Welcome back in to Spartan Arena. Dusty Litzer, Dane Stewart with you. Murray was down the whole first half until the final moments when Isaiah Bay hit a three and put Murray up 22-21 to start the second.
Yeah, and I mean, the crazy thing is the only field goals Murray hit in that second quarter were threes. Had a 13-5 second quarter as they take that lead, and now they're into their D. I love this run 1-3-1, seen it multiple times. It flows, and it's not a defense that you play against a lot. We'll see how Cottonwood deals with it.
1-3-1 was the Quincy Lewis defense forever at Lone Peak. Inside of Guama, got that the baseline where you break it down as the high-low. And Cox fouled going to the hoop. But Christopher Cox at the line to shoot two. The foul goes to number 12, Ethan Poole.
But you think about those Bob Huggins teams. They ran a ton of 1-3-1, especially at West Virginia.
Right.
With, Polsnowski or whatever his name was, Kyle something. And
Pittsnoggle?
yeah, that's it. But, man, that length can be a lot of problem. And while Murray doesn't have that length, their athleticism makes up for it.
Kevin Pittsnoggle.
Was it Kevin?
Did his games in the G League. Well, D League then. He played for Quinn Snyder with the Spurs organization, the Austin Spurs. There's a steal. Rosevear goes and gets the foul and one on Wilson. Trace Wilson tried to slap it away, gives up the and one, the lead, and now the +1 to John Rosevear.
Tell you, Rosevear, we talked about him coming in as a good shooter, but today it's been his defense. He's had a couple of those fast break opportunities created off of defense and steals. Converts a three-point play.
+1. 25-22 to the +1 there from Rosevear. I mean, the gang's all together. Vince Francis running camera. There's a steal. Guama give it up to Cox. Christopher fouled on the take.
Travel.
Oh, traveling violation. Mike Miller says, no Subaru for you, Mr. Official. He doesn't like the call. I know.
I mean, unfortunately,
I did that on purpose.
The 5-star safety rating or whatever, Cox is okay.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I shouldn't even give them run. They're not sponsored.
Such a wasted opportunity.
Way outside with Crispin, no. I'll say Vince Francis running camera. Kenzie Valentine running the system. The three on the way, no, from Nelson, and the rebound to Park. Cox along the baseline, pass and crash, and the Region 1 special comes to 4A.
Look, that's a great take by Poole, though. I mean, you have the hard closeout by Crispin. That driving lane opens up. Cox trying to take advantage. You just got to jump stop a little earlier on that.
Coach Miller doesn't like that call. I don't like it so much, not either, but it was the right call based on the rule. Inside, and a layup there for Deacon Poole.
Cops don't get to choose the speed limit.
That's the thing. They have to enforce the rule that's there. Pass and crash is my least favorite call.
Now, it used to be second.
It used to be second because there wasn't a shot clock.
Correct.
It's the free throw line jumper there for probably Ryan Nielsen.
That 1-3-1 gets stretched a little bit when that ball goes to the wing. Great recognition by Nielsen to find it from 15, able to hit it.
Crispin with the Maverick move and three. Hit the brakes, let him fly right by, and then buries the triple. Pete Mitchell somewhere smiling.
First points for Q Crispin. Coach Workman said this is a team that they don't feel pressure when they haven't scored. Crispin confidently, patiently knocks that one down.
Timeout on the floor. We'll keep it here. Just a 30-second timeout taken by Murray as we get a chance to remind you what's coming up. Oh, they only 30 seconds. So coming up on Rewind on Friday night, Pleasant Grove at American Fort doubleheader. I'll be at that one. Westlake at Skyridge. Broadcast crew will be Alex Tumulip at that one. And Fremont at Davis. Alex Napolis is there. Alta at Highland will feature Dane Stewart. And then Copper Hills at Bingham. That will be Mike, I believe Mike Goodkind will be on that one.
I'm calling out all my hecklers. We got to see the Highland hecklers. I haven't been to a Highland game for a while. Hecklers.
According to
need to see it.
Instagram,
they're there.
It's back.
Fantastic. Cottonwood had a lack of procedure. I thought it was a full timeout because they were all sitting on the bench.
Oh. Hey, it's just
Tisk.
just like in boxing. Hey, take a seat. Take a seat. Peter Aguama. Big boy move and finish.
Yeah, good move there by Peter. Very aggressive. Connolly taking this guy one-on-one.
How about this? No score in double figures tonight.
Yeah.
Thus far. Crispin drops that to Bay, and Isaiah Bay. They wanted to foul on Coxon and get it. Bay gets the bucket.
Yeah, playing with his two does a nice job as the student section's getting engaged here tonight.
I love it. In the words of Tim McGraw, I like it, I love it, we want some more of it.
This is a good old-fashioned rivalry, man.
Yeah.
You think about some of the great matchups regardless of sport between these two.
As foul down low, going to be called
on Trace
Wilson, number 2 on Wilson. Hey, as long as they don't go horns down, I mean, let's not get crazy anywhere.
Dusty does a family program. Please don't use such profanity.
Drives me nuts.
That's not who we are, okay? That's not who we are.
The apology may be more bad. The 3 from Aguama. No, and the rebound. Big boy rebound there by Nelson. Cox right on his hip, and Nelson turns it over. Back down the floor, John Rosebeer. 3 on the way from Nelson. Cattell when he left his hand. That ball is online. And the lead extended.
He shot the ball well tonight. 8 points for Ryan. That's above his average coming into the contest.
Outside. Crispin now to Wilson. Crispin on the baseline. A little fall away. Won't go. Rebound to Cox.
That time everyone's outside the paint. Only one guy inside. That's Romualdo for Murray. Not a lot of opportunities to keep that alive with everyone so spread out.
Park on the drive at Crispin. Pirouette lost the handle, sends it back out. 3 on the way, and good. Christopher Cox. 9 points for Cox, and it is a 35-29 lead.
Yeah, you do not want to let him get open and find his rhythm. He can heat up in a hurry.
Travel. Coach, I'm trying to pick up what Coach Workman was wanting.
I think he's saying, hey, we're doing the same thing that's happening on the other end. It's being called one way. Just trying to highlight some other missed opportunities.
Nelson couldn't get it. Park with the board, sent out to Cox. Now a foul against, a traveling violation. They weren't going to call a block. They're not going to call a charge. We'll call a travel.
Romualdo, I think he's saying he's missing some hardware. He came over. I thought he said he knocked my tooth out. He's heading back to the locker room as they're going to make a quick sub here. Both teams just stunned there wasn't a call.
Coach Miller said that's not a travel. Mr. Fisher said, I got it. Wilson, step back 3, was online but short. Official timeout.
And I think we're checking the floor here. Romualdo said he knocked my tooth out. I think they're just making sure that that tooth is not still on the floor.
We had the AFC Championship game on Sunday where, remember, it was an administrative timeout because of a drone. I've never seen a let's check for a tooth.
Well, and you had a Murray assistant come over to the official and say he said his tooth got knocked out. Okay, and then they're just saying it was still in his mouth. It was contained.
I say, we better find that thing and get it in some milk.
Oh, man.
But he's good.
When was the last time we saw a tooth get knocked out? Dane versus Dusty, 2012.
With a Bountiful? Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
It was
yeah,
state championship game.
Yeah.
Lehigh versus Springville.
Portray.
Vince Francis.
They had to call a dentist from the stands.
We're not anti-dentites. But you know that he was a oral surgeon.
Yeah. Is anyone an oral surgeon?
I nearly rolled up my sleeves and went down.
The Orange Sea was angry that day, my friend.
Yeah, we know we're at a rivalry game. There's not a call that's good at the moment. Cox goes high-low to Guama. Peter, and now the foul after the rebound, which does not gain you any friends. Caden Nelson going to be called. Nope.
No,
they go 11.
Yeah, Bay.
On Isaiah Bay. So put Peter Oguama at the line. The first free throw good for Oguama. Gives him 7 on the evening. And the second no good. So a 1 of 2. The first non-3 of the quarter is Isaiah Bay. Long rebound. Taken by Nelson. Shot clock still running. 20 seconds. Nelson, nice step down the baseline. Sends it out to Bay. Isaiah, extra pass. 3 on the way. Nelson knocks down his second 3. And it's a 4-point deficit for Murray.
Again, you talk about what a great job with the ball movement into the corner, the drive. How about the extra pass? Able to get it out to the wide open Nelson to hit it from straight away.
Timeout on 4. We will take this one with him. 30-second timeout. We'll be right back.
In that timeout, Caden Nelson, who just hit that 3 for Murray, was hobbling back to the locker room. Couldn't tell if it was cramps or something else, but the young man who's hit a couple threes tonight now off the floor for Murray as well.
Get that young man an IV. Don't think they're sitting around in these gyms.
Bananas, something. And we got a pickle juice.
I was next thing out of my mouth. Send that one out. Rosevear. No. Rebound back to him. John sends it out to Cox. Fresh shot clock. Park gonna pull straight away. Short. Rebound taken by Smith. Oh, he tipped it out twice. 2 Colts there. And it's tipped out to Crispin. Isaiah Bay. Back rims the 3 and a rebound to Cox. Park straight away to Christopher Cox. Off on the triple. The rebound taken by Isaiah Bay. Hey, no over the back. That's not a rule. See that? You can go over the back. You just can't touch him. No contact. Love it. Oh, inside, and the big man left all alone. Cade Whitlock.
Seen a couple of possessions where the defense is just losing track of offensive players. That time it's Whitlock finding himself open at the rim.
Funny, I had a fan Google over the back and sent me a screenshot when I put out the challenge for a free lunch. If they could show me in the basketball rule book over the back. He thought he was pretty funny. 3 from Christopher Cox off the rim. Rebound, still loose. Now loose, and again. Jump ball belongs to Murray.
No, I think we got a timeout.
You better not have granted a timeout. No way. I don't think there was a clear possession. They're going to call. Oh, kick ball.
Kick ball.
Okay. Coach Workman was okay with that one, too. If they were to give a timeout, Dane, I was going to take out my headset.
Well, that'll keep the arrow with Murray.
Yeah. 49 seconds left in the quarter. These teams want this game. Send it out. Ball to the quarter. Cox saves it back in to Smith.
We mentioned it. Potential region title on the line tonight.
Cox was kind of between everything and misses it. Shot clock turned off. Although it's running, shot clock's turned off. They want one final shot in the quarter.
Boy, that set up so well for Bo Smith. Couldn't get it to go.
15 on the game clock. Isaiah Bay with Christopher Cox. That's a tough spot. Rosevear with the steal. Rosevear to the rim. Bay goes for the block and missed it. The layup is good. 38-34. Got to hurry. Wilson heaves it. Oh, just short. And we go to the fourth quarter and an absolute slugfest. Cottonwood 38, Murray 34. We'll be back with the fourth quarter. You're watching a KSL Sports Rewind Game of the Week on KSLSports.com. Start of the fourth quarter. Region Championship could be on the line here tonight. Murray and Cottonwood. And they not a lot of space, not a lot of mileage between these two. Now, granted, it does seem a long ways away from State Street to 7th East. I've done that a few times. But a close one tonight.
Well, there is no direct path either. I mean, you got to.
Because Vine Street does
correct,
wind.
yeah, you got to take the little windy road up to Cottonwood. A couple stoplights, a little inconvenient, but man, it's been a great battle back and forth. It's been a game of runs, Dusty, and yet Murray's found a way to hang close. We'll see if they have enough in the tank.
Vine Street is one of the rare roads in Utah that is on a road and then turns left and doesn't exist anymore, and it stays Vine Street. And that's the road you take to go to Cottonwood. From Murray, anyway.
Yeah.
Voller. Junction J. 5 points on the night for Voller.
That's a confident shot. It's well defended. Defender's right there. And a 6'3 senior able to rise up and score it.
Oh, pretty shot. Here comes Cox. Goes at Bay. Fall away, yes.
That's where I think Cottonwood needs to go. Get your best player going. He's got 10 now. Well, I had him with 10. They got him with 9 on the board. Oh, they got him with 11.
Again, same one. It was the same call as last quarter. Hey, be consistent with it is all you ever ask, right?
Murray has had several of those plays where they've just stubbed their own toe. Given Cottonwood multiple opportunities. They've got to clean that up here these final 7 minutes if they want a shot.
It's going a little quick. There's Rosevear. Hand back to Park. Rosevear cleared out for a shot and knocks down the three. Knew what he wanted. Coach Miller wasn't exactly what he wanted, but the three's good.
Hey, speaking of well defended, John now with 13 to lead all scorers. Murray knew they were going up against a high-scoring offense. They were going to have to get points tonight. Haven't been able to.
Whitlock went away from trying to kiss it off the window. Doesn't get it to go. Send out to Smith. No. Goes to the other Smith. He'll pull from inside the arc. Left it short. Gets his own board. And he'll reset with Park. No. Luke in the lane. Luke finds Cox, slapped away by Voller, and he'll call it on the floor. That's a body position thing there for Voller.
That's a great job again of getting that defense moving and getting your best player in a prime scoring opportunity. Cox able to draw the contact. Second on Vollmer.
Patterson comes on for Cade Whitlock. It's the first time we've seen Austin Patterson tonight, the junior. Cox will pull, no. Rebound taken by Poole.
You see that little jab, it just pushes Bay back a couple inches, and that's all the room Chris Cox needs to get a good look with his range. You can see why he's such a problem to deal with.
Isaiah got him off his feet, didn't get the call. Rebound sent out to Poole, now Voller. Shot
no
clock
need
still
to rush
rolling.
here.
15 on the shot clock. Isaiah Bay hands off to Crispin.
Heady play, it felt sped up there for Murray.
Oh, it was a nice drive by Crispin. He's fouled on the reach. The foul goes to Luke Park. That'll be number 2 on Luke.
Foul's really not a consideration for either side here. I think the player with the most is Ryan Nielsen for Cottonwood with 3. A lot of players with 2, so you can be very aggressive here in these final 6+.
Poole, Voller open in the corner. Voller short on the 3 and the rebound to Park. Park to the corner. Rosevear, no. Rebound to Smith. Sends out. Rosevear back to Park in the corner. And the board taken by Chrisman.
Well, you want to talk about unselfish play. That's what Cottonwood just showed. Multiple opportunities, looking for the best shot. They just missed a couple.
Voller nearly got called for the travel as well. Oh, nice pass by Chrisman. Voller is fouled. This foul is going to be charged number 22, Isaac Smith.
That's Mason Tolley.
Mason Toll.
In fairness, there's two 22s.
It's Tolley, not Tolley?
Oh, it could be Tolley.
Oh, the PA did the same thing. Is a foul
I say
no
Tolley.
good? I went to school with the Tolley. A gaggle of Tolleys.
I've had a drive on Toll Road, so I say Tolley.
I, too, have done that. 276.
Fantastic.
595. There's a toll road by a forsaken building in Denver, but I don't remember the highway number.
Well, if you ever want to fly in or out, you're limited to Tolley roads in Denver.
I'll call him Tolley in Denver for sure. Nothing works in Denver. Not even Hall of Fame coaches and quarterbacks. Badoots.
Oh.
Rosevear inside to Cox. Oh, Bay hits the deck. They weren't going to take the bait. Not taking the bait at all there from Isaiah Bay.
They've let him play tonight.
Chrisman stuck. Sends it back out. Bay for three. That's long.
Yep.
Rebound. So Cottonwood quickly ahead to John Rosevear. And go out to a double-digit lead, 47-36. Cottonwood pulling away in the fourth. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind. Game of the week on KSLSports.com. Welcome back in, Dusty Litzer and Dane Stewart. Dusty, a fan of a guy that went to 5 straight AFC championship games and is in the Hall of Fame.
We just found the way to really interrupt Dusty.
3 to the pass of the quarter. Chrisman now looking for 3 is pulled. No, on the rebound. And we'll have a loose ball foul, yeah.
Boy, you got to hit those shots. I mean, Chrisman takes that baseline drive. He could take the 2, but knowing down by 9, 4.5 to go, you've got an open look at a 3. I think it's the right play. You just got to hit that shot if you're Murray late in this contest.
And everyone know why that's a foul on the loose ball. Yeah, his arm's in the back of the defender. That's the reason for the loose ball foul. There's Chrisman, nice hands, but out of bounds. Official was in the way, but official's part of the floor. He has to be there.
Dusty. I just want to take the jinx off. Oh, Dusty. Dusty.
Oh, yeah, just in time.
I felt like we were in Beetlejuice there for Dusty, Dusty, Dusty.
And we're going to have a reach foul on Cottonwood. Things are getting loose all over the place. Christopher Cox still down on the floor on the baseline. Might have rolled his ankle.
Yeah, boy, he looks to be in some pain,
cramp.
too.
That's a cramp. So, little 10 to Christopher Cox, and 4:09 left in the fourth quarter. We'll get you ready for the state tournament. We got the rest of the week, Dan. You got the fun one on Alta Highland. Former region rival of both these schools on Highland.
Important game in that region. Alta's undefeated in region play. Highland had a stomp of a win over Olympus the first time they met, then lost to Alta, and then Olympus.
You mean?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I know what you're
Highland
saying.
lost to Alta, and then Olympus beats Highland. So if Highland gets this win, you could have a bit of a mess atop that region.
Well, in that 5A classification, I mean, you talk about a state tournament that you just don't know what to do with. They will play on Saturday the 24th, their first day at the Huntsman Center. Don't come back until Tuesday, the 27th, 28th, off on the 29th, and championship day is on Friday, not Saturday. Inside the Bay and a foul.
Yeah, really messing with my work schedule, but that's okay. We'll make it work.
Because usually those are morning work days.
Yeah.
The foul
Third there on
charge to
Peter.
Aguama, pardon me. But yeah, I mean, how weird is that? On a championship Friday, is the free throw is good. Now, part of that is that there's not an available arena. Huntsman Center, Marriott Center, D-Event Center.
I offered my front yard. I said,
now, and I guess they could go to the Salt Lake Community College. I haven't checked their schedules. That free throw doesn't go. And that's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Cottonwood.
Yeah, Austin Patterson. You mentioned hadn't seen him until, that third quarter. Forces a big tie up there. It's a nice job.
I even tried to figure out if the Delta Center is available. The Jazz are gone, but Disney on Ice is in town.
What about the Maverick Center? Used to do tournaments
They
there.
used to do tournaments there. I don't know if they have the floor anymore. Good job on the outside. Rosebery just got rid of that.
Oh. Gonna call a foul here.
Foul on the pass. Said it was a push on the play. I forgot to ask Coach Workman where he's going to go watch the first round of the NCAA tournament this year.
Yeah, an annual tradition, unlike any other.
Unlike any other, with his kids and his dad. His dad did that with him, and one of our favorites to learn is Rosebery. That could be a dagger, up 13.
18 now for John Rosebery.
9 in the second half is Crispin short.
13.
Nelson ahead to Rosebery. Oh, nobody home on that pass. Rosebery being hounded. Should let Coach Miller know I got his plaque in the car. I'll wait. I don't know if it's the corrected one or not. I can't remember.
You should have ran down there during a timeout. Hey, Coach, I know you're busy, but.
Just want to let you know, meet up with us afterward. Got something out in the trunk for you. The three doesn't go for Crispin. He wanted to foul on the shot. Been that kind of night for Murray.
Just 3 points in this fourth quarter for Murray. They made all the threes in the second and the third, but they've started to run dry here in the fourth.
Timeout on the floor. We'll be back. 2:46 left in the fourth. You're watching a rewind game of the week. Well, welcome back. A little Chicago in the building. Most people don't know that new commercial playing it. Dun, 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 dun. That's Chicago. Old school Chicago back in the 70s. The band, not the city. Full court pressure. That's off of, went off the foot of Austin Patterson. Murray fans are mad that they called it off Patterson. Coach Miller said, hey, where's a foul? I think they got it right.
There's no winning tonight if you're an official.
I know, man. Unless they watch the broadcast. Inside, all Bay with the steal. And now a foul. Going to go.
If that's on Iguana, that'll be 4.
15, it goes to Smith. Goes on Bo Smith. And that'll be the 15th foul on Cottonwood. Free throws for Isaiah Bay. And with 2:31 left, not a lot of possessions left in this game. Murray has 3 timeouts left. Remember, the clock will not stop on a made bucket.
Murray does have,
minute.
and Murray does have 1 foul to give, right? So you can be super aggressive defensively, try to get a steal.
And I'll say this as Bay misses the first. For those that may be frustrated with the officials, you have 2 5A, 6A state tournament referees on the floor. I don't know if I recognize our baseline official from a lot of games.
I recognize our baseline official.
From state tournament? Is Bay is good?
I can't recall because they all kind of blend together, but.
Out of bounds, and it's Murray basketball.
There you go. There's 1.
Can they take advantage? Now we got a foul on the inbound.
And right now this is helping Murray.
Yeah. Foul to John Rosebery.
Now Cottonwood is in the bonus, or Murray's in the bonus because Cottonwood's hit the 5. So you go straight to the line here.
And the free throw good to Wilson. Good piece of officiating. Rosevear wanted to know what he did. Mr. Fish said, come over here and I'll tell you. Went through what happened. Now he's explaining to Coach Miller. I love that. Wilson goes 2 for 2. 10-point game. Murray needs more stops. Nelson ahead to Cox. Just got across the timeline. Nelson trapped down low. We're going to have a reach-in foul on Bay. There's the one to give. Number 2 on Bay. Now Coach Workman taking a very precious timeout with 2:14 left in the fourth. We'll take it with him. 2:14 left in the fourth, and Cottonwood with the basketball up 10. They go lob into Christopher Cox. He sends out to Rosevear, and I think Coach Miller had to tell him, hey, no quick shots. We're going to take some time. The clock is their friend. Spark gives that up to Rosevear. And they're going to run the golden hold offense, but this time trying to close this thing down in 35 seconds.
You really,
And Oguama called for the travel.
You know, we talk about doppelgangers. Doesn't that official kind of remind you of Quincy?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, man, you want to see a guy get fired up these days.
Oh, yeah.
Quincy gets going, man.
And that officials remain very composed despite both benches being very active in their engagements with the officials tonight.
I cannot wait. I'm already going to put it on the schedule to get Quincy's game at Lone Peak. He and I have been texting, and I asked him about how weird was it to get Lone Peak at home. He goes, it won't be weird till I go to Lone Peak.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Guama with the steal. Minute and a half left. Guama stops. Just got that over the hand of Bay.
Boy, I wondered if he kind of slid heading into that shot, but no call. Counts for Peter. He's in double figures.
Look, it's a 12-point game. Has 4 possessions on threes. As Crispin out of bounds off of Cottonwood. So inbound along the baseline. I think you're in threes-only territory.
Yeah. 4-possession game, 1:14 left, 35-second shot clock. You run out of time awfully quick.
And only 2 timeouts left as Wilson, it's online, couldn't get it. He'll get a second crack at it. No, he won't. He'll drive the lane. Foul by Rosevear. You're going to put him at the line to shoot 2. And all right, let's walk you through this. Left his feet, was not vertical, and went for the ball. That is a foul. I think Agent 99 would appreciate that one.
Cox is still trying to stretch out that calf. Still mighty uncomfortable. But yeah, here's the deal. When you come flying in the air and you go windmill without the basketball, it's getting called.
Yeah, it's getting called.
Whether you make contact or not, right? Like there is a visual appearance that, and I did think there was contact. But
I thought that was a foul, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just fortunate Wilson didn't get the and one. As Chris Cox needs to be straight, can't take a step. I think we've all been there. Got to up your water intake from 64 to about 120 ounces during the basketball season. A day, not a week.
Boy, he is.
It is not
struggling
good,
with
huh?
that one, yeah.
So the line goes Trace Wilson. Got the first. And got them both. Score at the clock stop, back to 10-point deficit.
Well, I think if you ask Coach Workman before the game, you hold Cottonwood to 52 points, what's your chance of winning? He'd probably say 90%. The defense has been there tonight for Murray.
A tough night shooting for the Spartans as Rosevear thought Bay was trying to give up the foul there, getting to Peter Oguama, who lays it in. Back to a 12-point advantage for Cottonwood. Wilson show the ball taken away and is fouled going up. The foul charge to Cottonwood number 15, Bo Smith. And how about the Cottonwood Colts? Last year, Dane in 5A, get to the site. It wasn't the best game for Cottonwood, maybe a big stage and whatever. Didn't go well, but this, another year is saying, hey, we're good. I think last year they had to prove themselves, or last 2 years. We're good. Cottonwood gets, by in the state tournament. The second year is like, no, are we good? Like, you're really good. And now this year it's like, hey, we're expecting to win ball games.
Yeah, and I know it hasn't been the prettiest game tonight for Cottonwood, but you still have to remember they've really only had their best player back for 7 games. It's going to take some time, and there's a lot of familiarity on this roster for Cottonwood. They've got another 3 weeks, to continue to work out kinks. But if they can get this unit humming, they're going to be a real chore in 4A. And look, the clock's quickly ticking. You don't have a lot of games left to work through that, but the pieces they have, I mean, you talk about tonight, you talk about timely shooting of Nielsen, Oguama inside, big night for Rosevere on a night where Christopher Cox, 12 points, good night, but, we have not seen his ceiling. This lineup, when it's 100% and all meshed, it can compete with the best of the best in this classification.
And I tell you, one of the interesting things for that 4A crew, if you haven't been there, you go to UVU, there's a lot of depth perception. There's a lot of depth perception issues in that gym.
It's a very flat arena.
Yeah.
It will not look like a high school gym.
Yeah. Behind the hoop is very flat as that shot, the second free throw, no good. Well, a foul on the rebound on Oguama. So we're going to walk 96 feet to the other end of the floor. And that'll be the 5th personal foul on Bo Smith. So to the line is Caden Nelson. I remember we would go to UVU for the pod days back in the day. I'd like to get to a spot where if you're a top 4 seed, you're hosting a pod day. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Although it would make it a little harder on us.
It would make it a little harder.
Well, actually, easier than it is now with all the home sites for every game.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, you could do a Friday, Saturday, pod, of course, to do that. You can't have a quarterfinal on a Saturday.
You know how fun that would be?
That'd be great.
That would just be so much fun.
That'd be great.
I mean, they could go back to the whole state tournament on one week at one site. That's okay. But if we're going to do the whole home site thing, like let's have a little fun. Let's give some advantages to being a top 4 seed.
Well, the advantage now is the top 4 seed doesn't have to play in the first round. So
right. That's a pretty good advantage.
That's a pretty good advantage.
But here's the thing, you can still keep it. They get to be the host site and play in the second round at home.
Only problem with that is that you've got teams with long traveling.
Yep. Voller, back rims to 3. Now, Oguama, nothing coming easy. Peter comes away and lays it in. Leave no doubt for Cottonwood. The Colts come across Murray to get the win as Trace Wilson doesn't get that one. 5 seconds, 3, 2, and 1. Cottonwood sweeps the series on Murray, and they take, an absolute stranglehold of region.
Yeah, it'll be a 2-game lead now for Cottonwood, and they'll just have, 4 games left. So all signs looking good for the Colts. They use a 20-8 fourth quarter, 20-9 fourth quarter to help lift themselves to a big win on the road.
Dan, your selection of Heidemann Associates player of the game.
I'm going John Rosevere. I thought his defense was great, led to some fast break opportunities, also finished the game unofficially with 3 threes tonight, some timely shooting in the second half to help lift Cottonwood here to the win on the road. John Rosevere, our player of the game, with 18 points.
Again,
19 points.
19 points. Again, our final score, Cottonwood 58, Murray 43. John Rosevere, your Heidemann Associates player of the game. For Vince Francis, Kenzie Valentine, and Dane Stewart. I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching a KSL Sports Rewind Game of the Week on KSLSports.com.